What is up, everyone? Welcome to the wrong side of the tracks. I'm Ryan, and thank you so fucking much for joining me for another episode. For real, guys, I cannot say that enough. I know I say it a lot, but man, I am so grateful. So grateful for the way things are going. Just the pace we are chugging along at. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this fucking crazy train is just chugging along, right? Like, I knew I wanted this year to be big. I'm born in the year of the snake, 1989. This is a year of the snake. Not only that, numerology, it is a 9 year. I've talked about all the big shit coming this year. So I knew I wanted it to be a big year for me in particularly. So I was going full board into this podcasting thing because it's something I've wanted to do for seriously, like at least 7 years, maybe like 10, like on the back of my mind, just like, oh man, I want to do that. That's like modern day philosophy, kind of, right? Like these are online journals, autobiographies, fucking information, like podcasts in general are just little like course material packets, like digestible information packages, right? They're fucking awesome. I've wanted to do it forever, so just thank all of you for, I thank all of you for joining me in this fucking journey and this process. And yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. Like, I'm not saying we're going to keep chugging along at this same rate, but I don't see any reason why I shouldn't because I'm having so much fucking fun doing it. And we're just getting started. So, I mean, if you guys are enjoying this and you start showing me, like, hey, we're fucking on board with this train and you start sharing it and spreading this message with me, holy shit, we could take this fucking thing to the moon, man. So, um, yeah, that being said, let's get into today's episode. What are we going to talk about today? I want to talk about the shamanic revival. What the fuck is the shamanic revival, Ryan? Well, I'm gonna tell you what the shamanic revival is. One second. Let me get our smell good going on here. Some Nag Champa. Loved that scent forever. All right, guys. The shamanic revival. What is the shamanic revival? I'm gonna read to you like a big explanation of what I have written down of like what I believe the shamanic revival to be, but just kind of real quick, down and dirty, the plain and Jane of it, I guess, is I feel like this shamanic revival has been talked about or alluded to in the semi recent past. What do I mean by that, right? The psychedelic 60s, Timothy Leary, Terrence McKenna, the whole group of them, right? Ram Dass, right? They used to talk about the archaic revival or going to these uncontacted tribes in the jungles of all over the fucking world. Obviously everybody knows about South America and shit, but really shamanism exists fucking coast to coast, globally. It's all over the fucking place. Um, but yeah, these guys not only like experiencing psychedelics and what it was doing here, but going to the sources, the roots of these fucking places and like seeing what they were about, right? And they would talk about this archaic revival, like bringing some of these fucking things into the modern day with us, right? Um, and you could go any which way you fucking want with that. They all had their own little beliefs and ideas of what the fuck you could do with that, right? I too have also come to my own idea of what the fuck I think. Sorry guys if my throat sounds fucking weird, obviously. There's just some thick energy in the air, right? Everybody's fucking sick. I'm not fucking sick, but like definitely like my throat is feeling the thickness, whatever the fuck is going on. Like I can, yeah, I can feel it there. But that being said, we're going to push through this. we're going to have some fun with it because I think it like literally kind of ties up everything that I've been talking about on all the previous episodes, as wild as they all are. You know, how I've alluded to before, everything everywhere all at once, right? Like, this is the shamanic revival is kind of like my way of looking at uh presenting a way of operating, right, in this new earth. Because here's the thing, everybody loves to talk about new earth or the change coming or this new reality, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Everybody loves to talk about it, but no offense, I don't see anybody actually doing anything. And I don't mean anybody, right? Obviously there's 8 billion people in the world, there's tons of people actually doing it, but there's a lot of people online right now just preaching it and yelling it, but they're not actually doing anything about it. As far as, it's just like I've talked about in all of these episodes, waiting for anyone to come and save you is just not in my philosophy. It's not the way I see things, and I kind of see this as in the same, you know, the same basket as that, right? As far as new earth, we all need to be ready for new earth, guys. But nobody talking about what the fuck does new earth look like, right? If the universe is mental and all of this shit is a projected reality, an illusion, right? We're projecting this shit out of our mind. Well, then we're going to have to project the fucking new earth. We're going to have to put forth new ideas, new ways of operating, new ways of living, you know, however the fuck you want to look at that, new ways of philosophy, just everything across the fucking board, right? Like, and I'm not gonna, there's not one or two right ways, right? A right way and a wrong way. Shit isn't that black and white, right? Like we've been talking about on many episodes now. 8 billion people in the world. If I'm a universe and you're a universe and there's multiple universes around, well, then the multiverse is the collective universes all in a fucking bunch, right? So the Akashic records, the collective consciousness, the projected reality would have to be everybody actually putting forth a new reality out of their fucking mind, right? So there isn't going to be one or two ways, right? There's going to be a ton of fucking ways. So this is my little my little take on, you know, how I live my life personally, and maybe it'll help you get some direction in some of this shit. Maybe it won't, maybe you don't like it, maybe you completely disagree with me. That's totally fucking cool too, right? That is the cool thing about life and reality, is fucking agree to disagree. We can both believe our own things, and both of them can be true simultaneously. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just the fucking way it is. So, that being said, guys, the shamanic revival, like what I have written down here, is a new but ancient way of living. It's an intelligent but a simple way of living. It is a loving and healing way of living. It is a connected and magical way of perceiving reality. To put it simply, the word shaman means one who knows or one who has seen the end. So I'm proposing the idea that we all embrace the shamanic way of life and we all become our own shaman. Not only do I think not only will this help heal each of our individual spirits, but it will help heal and raise the vibration of the collective spirit, the Gaian mind, right? The fucking Akashic records, the God source, you know, the fucking universal mind. So yeah, I ask you, if you guys are into that, join me on this journey of inner exploration, self-discovery, and consciousness expansion, and together maybe we can bring forth a new earth vision into reality, right? That's kind of the way I see it. Another way, you know, since everybody's all into the badass rebellion phase today, which I get it, I'm all about it. we could call it outlaw shamanism, right? Outlaw shamanism, where we take our own spiritual journey and our spiritual practices back into our own hands like an outlaw would and bring that shit back to the world, right? So, kind of what I mean by that is if you look at this old world, guys, like whether you know a lot about history or not, that's why, kind of the purpose to some of these podcasts is to just give you the surface level introduction into some of this shit. And if you're like, oh, that sounded kind of cool, I want to go research more of it, great. That's what I want you to do, right? But this kind of perception of the old world, like, right, however you think of the old world, way, way back in the day, the ancient past, right? All of these tools and teachings and practices were like, they were just that. They were practiced across the board. Like, no matter where you were, no matter, there was not the modern names for these groups that we called them today, like Christianity, Judaism, Muslims, Hindus, fucking blah, 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 right? Those are like modern terminologies for classifications. That's not what, at the time of living in these things were considered, right? They were just everyday fucking life because think about it, just like a game of telephone when the first person starts with the actual knowledge, he's the closest to the source information. And as it goes down the line, it gets further away from source information, right? That's just the way things work. So our ancient ancestors were closer to source, closer to whatever the fuck was going on, the bigger picture. They were closer to that. They were more connected to that. And just like a game of telephone, history has gotten us further and further away from that to where now everybody has their own interpretations on what the fuck they think was going on. Here's the thing, I like to do that shit too. That is not the point of this. The point of this is to realize the facts of the situation, that no matter what they were fucking, like what group or whatever you were in, these things were just like being discovered, observed, used, and practiced like normal fucking life. It wasn't some like crazy secret Illuminati hidden Freemasonry, fucking Rosicrucian, fucking the Jesuits, how whatever you want to look at it, right? Like all of those things have come because the further away we get from the source, the fucking more like a game of telephone this becomes. Like, keep all the good secrets to yourself and give them the bullshit as we get to the end, right? So the guy at the end of the story is fucking talking circles around what was actually going on. That's how we need to like look at these things. The way I kind of look at it, that old world, however we want to see it, like plant medicines, psychedelics, fucking harnessing energy, energetic spots of the earth, human connection, fucking what we would call psychic abilities now, right? Like fucking telepathy, telekinesis, feeling how each other, like feeling the way each other feel, like actually not mixing up sympathy and empathy, right? Like a lot of people mix up sympathy and empathy today. Like, oh, I feel sorry for you. You're in a shitty situation and I don't want you to be in that situation, right? That's sympathy. Empathy is where when somebody's in a shitty situation, you literally replace them and yourself in that situation and you feel what it would feel like to be in that situation. You see reality from their perspective when it comes to that thing, right? You take on their pain. This was a way more normal thing when humans like had a lot less words to fucking confuse the shit that was going on, right? That's why I said I think these things we call psychic abilities, I think they're just re-emerging human traits, right? Like this all ties into that shit. So anyways, however you want to look at like shamanism and these fucking tools and practices and teachings, right? Like connecting with the divine, the source, the fucking the one, the all, the creator, that was just fucking normal everyday life in the ancient fucking past. Like, that's what everybody was doing, right? And then somewhere along the course of history, we made this dive into fucking culture, into civilization, right? We came out of the fucking jungles, the little tribes we were in, and we started mingling, right? And then on goes this long course of diving into every fucking facet of reality you could, from mathematics to politics to fucking any of the sciences, the fucking religions, you name it, right? Like, we did this dive into culture and into history where we took everything as far as you could possibly take it, right? So that the old world was like the shamanic, just everybody was fucking connecting to the divine. New world is the aftermath of what we're still living in right now. Everybody having their own fucking ideas, perspectives, perceptions on everything, because we have been down the rabbit hole of everything you could fucking possibly imagine, and now people can fucking pick and choose what area they fucking want, right? That's the new way of living. This moving forward, the new earth that everybody talks about, right? What I think it could be, what I think it should be, the way I'm kind of living my life, and I think a lot of other people are living their life, and it's fucking super cool, is this like shamanic way. It's like a blending of the two, right? It's getting back to the simplicity of things, right? When it comes to spirituality, as far as, oh, all of these things have a fucking purpose and a fucking meaning, right? They work for some people and they don't work for others. Like, that is just plain Jane to it. Like, right, I've tried a lot of them, and even though, okay, this one, maybe they all work, right, but they're not for everyone. As far as, like, I've tried a lot of this shit, and there's shit that I still am like, oh, that's cool and it fucking works, but I don't do it every day for whatever reason, right? And then there's some of these things that I'm like, oh, those are really good for me. Like, that gets me connected to fucking my higher self, source, God, whatever you want to fucking call it. It gets me feeling super good like that, to where then I want to help everybody else that crosses my path feel good. Whether it's through like a Reiki session, through my photography, through my videography, through just an interaction, through the coaching that I do, whatever it is, I try to help anybody in those situations feel as good as I'm feeling, like on the inside, mentally, spiritually, right? Like, and it's not by forcing my fucking beliefs and opinions and no, on everybody. No, it's by simply just embodying it and living the life that I like to live, and not feeling like bad about it. Like, not not feeling like I'm some evil crazy person because some other person out there thinks tarot cards are evil or energy work is evil, right? Like, that's just the reality of the world that we live in, right? With 8 billion people, there's going to be people that just really don't like it. Those are the people over here on this end of the spectrum. That's okay. You can do and believe and think your things, right? The people that love this shit, like me, we're on this end of the spectrum. That's totally cool too. We can do our thing. There's a whole bunch of people in the fucking middle right now that don't know which way to look. They're actually like trying to figure out, hey, what is the deal to some of this shit? Like, is there some basis of truth? Like, is there some normalcy in some of this shit? Like, yeah, there is. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, this stuff is fun, right? Like, just like we live in the age of like hyper entertainment, right? Like, YouTube has made everybody their own fucking entertainer, which is cool. That's cool. I'm all for it. That being said, you're going to have to understand that people understand how triggered some people are by just literally the sight of some of these things. that they can use that to their advantage and they can make a show out of it. Literally, they can put on a theatrical experience and a show with it to scare the piss out of millions of people in the world, and it's all just a show. It's entertainment, right? You like we've got to start like understanding that shit today. So anyways, yeah. Don't want to get too lost on that. We've talked about that a bunch, but the shamanic revival, it is the actual practicing of these things, the actual personal experience into these things and seeing if they can help positively change your life, right? Like, here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to get at as far as like, we're not going to have the same experience. Even two people, as far as like, how do I explain this? I could do a Reiki session on two people, right? Two people that have never had a Reiki session on it. Both of them absolutely enjoy it and it do a completely different thing for both of them, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. Somebody could use psychedelics as a tool for their connection to the bigger picture, right? As a stepping stone to expand their awareness, their consciousness of what the fuck is going on. And another person could use psychedelics to do the same thing, and they could get two completely different things out of it, right? But that doesn't make either one of theirs right or wrong or this and that, right? Like, it's, we have got to like understand that truth is subjective, right? There are some things that are just like, yeah, universal truths. Like, it comes to like harming, like murder. That's not good, right? That's not good no matter how you look at it. Murder is not good, right? So there are some just universal truths that like everybody can get on board with. But when it comes to perceiving reality and the way we should operate in it and how what we believe the human experience is trying to do and teach us, that can be subjective. That can be true to everybody individually and not look the fucking same. That's what we have got to realize, right? The shamanic revival is that. It is like individualism on a collective whole, if that makes sense. Like, it's like a fucking paradox, but like, if you get it, you get it, I guess. The cookie cutter fucking template, just everybody's fucking testimony should look the same. No, that's not the way it is, right? Like, just like an avatar, a video game character, we all have the same attributes. Like, whether we want to admit it or not, we all have the same fucking attributes. I don't know exactly what all those attributes are, right? Like, we could fucking make a list of the top 20 most common attributes. Fucking strength, spirituality, fucking intellect, you could go down the line, right? Fucking style, whatever you, however you want to categorize it, right? I bet there's a top 20 characteristic traits that all humans are the same. Now, where it gets different is how much of, like, you only get so many fucking points to start the game. You can't max everything out. You can't just be the most spiritual, the most fucking political, the most philosophical, the most mathematical, the most, yeah, intellectual. Like, you can't just max everything out, right? That's the fucking beauty of life. That's where the individuality comes out of the collective, right? That's how the simulation works. That, like, all of us like relaying data and information back into the collective consciousness comes based off of an individual fucking reality, an individual perspective, right? So we need to look at our spirituality in this way. And this goes for those who think they're not spiritual. I know there's a whole like slew of people out there that like to consider themselves like, you know, atheist or maybe agnostic. You just don't even like to think about it. Not religious, whatever it is, right? The truth of the matter is since everything is being projected back into a collective consciousness and fucking thoughts and ideas are just free flowing. Again, I'm not the only one saying that. Go look up, way smarter people than me are saying that. Thoughts and ideas are outside of us. They come into each of us like on their own, right? It's I don't know how to fucking look at that. Like consciousness has fucking different streams, and these ideas ride those streams or what it is, but it is the reason why the fucking sham wow can pop up in fucking middle Kentucky and in fucking Bangladesh and in fucking South Africa all simultaneously, right? Like that shit happens all over the fucking place, all throughout history. Like, look it up. Same ideas simultaneously, opposite sides of the fucking globe. Because the fact of the matter is, shit is being projected and constantly, like, downloaded, uploaded, however the fuck you want to look at that, continuously. And spiritualism is the same. People who don't even like to think about this, you're kind of caught up in it by fucking guilt by association, kind of. You don't really have a fucking choice because it's so thick in the air. It's projected so heavily by certain individuals that it's in the fucking fabric of reality. So yeah, it's kind of another thing that I have written down here about it is um along this journey to discover oneself, like during the shamanic revival, all of us becoming our own individual shaman, right? Again, that doesn't mean we all have to fucking move to the jungles and wear loincloths and fucking like come up with our own new languages. Like, no, right? Like, modern way of living, that's what the shamanic revival is, right? It is like merging of the two worlds. All of the teachings and the practice that connect us to source, to the fucking whatever it is that makes us superhuman, while simultaneously merging with the fucking technological new age and symbiotically fucking becoming a new great thing. Like Rogan says, the fucking biological caterpillar building the electronic butterfly. That is the fucking shamanic revival. Butterflies are beautiful, right? Like, it's not building the electronic dragon to fucking destroy everything. No, it's a butterfly, a fucking new earth, a new beginning, right? So, anyways, kind of the way I see it, guys. On this journey of self-discovery, during this endeavor of self-mastery, many truths start to be revealed and unveiled. One of these insights that you soon realize is that magic rules the world, top to bottom, left to right, inside and out. I think Terence McKenna used to talk about this. This is the first great mystery that we're all presented with, right? We've been struggling with this phenomenon since the beginning of time, and we call it everything from supernatural to spiritual to God, and now the quantum sciences even call it the field. I personally believe these are all names for the same thing that's going on, right? But none of them actually tell us what's going on within this fucking phenomenon. They all describe what the thing is, but they don't describe what's going on within the phenomenon, right? And I think that's because of our limiting beliefs, right? I think they shield us from experiencing that invisible landscape. It is veiled behind concentrated consciousness, right? If you listen to Alan Watts, he has a great explanation on like spotlight consciousness and floodlight consciousness, right? Spotlight consciousness is what we're taught to do in class, right? Kids are super spacey. Hey, pay attention, right here. Spotlight, put your spotlight on it, right? Ignore the peripheral. Our floodlight consciousness is when we seem like we're in autopilot mode, right? We seem like we're spacey or daydreaming, but we're actually taking in everything. I know that sounds crazy, but that is what the fucking brain does. It can take in several thousand fucking data points at once, right? That's the floodlight consciousness. So anyways, I personally believe that this invisible landscape, the fucking just that slippery, invisible, beautiful, elegant, experience that every person experiences when they, have an enlightening experience, whether it's through psychedelics, through any plant medicines, through any of these shamanic practices. When you have an enlightening experience and then you try to bring that back into this reality, it's so fucking hard. Everybody has such a hard time trying to explain it, put it into words, articulate it, because it just, our language fails. It fails to hold up to the experience. What the fuck is actually going on, right? And I think that landscape, I think it is literally hidden because we've this dive into history, which it was required. It required fucking spotlight consciousness. We had to be focused on every little fucking nook and cranny of everything we were doing in order to get to the bottom of some of these fucking sciences and mathematics and medical understandings that we know and shit, right? Like, we had to be hyper focused. But now it's time to fucking go back to using the fucking brain for what it can do with all of this new information. And then, man, imagine the fucking world that could come out of it, right? Like, we can't even perceive it yet. That's the beauty that I'm trying to get at. So anyways, yeah, our consciousness has evolved to filter out the true nature of reality. Back to Don Hoffman's fucking kind of explanation. Go check him out. It has learned to give us a watered down version of whatever is going on. Now, whether this was engineered by the Gaian mind herself, or whether this is some nefarious characters throughout history trying to steer the future towards their goals, I'm not sure. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? Because the time has come for us to take the limiting restrictions off of the mind. It's time to remove the governor, and it's time to put the pedal to the metal. Just like we talked about in that episode a few back, old Daddy Trump talking about taking the restrictions off of energy. Well, guess what? Your brain is the fucking most powerful energetic source there is, right? Like, if they could harness the fucking power in your brain, it's probably like 10 fucking suns, like, legitimately. I know that sounds crazy, but like, look at the actual science behind it, and it's fucking definitely true. So it's time for us to take this back into our own hands, right? The time is ripe for the mind to harvest its fruits. And this is what I think the shamanic revival is all about. I think it is about finding our way out of the matrix and back to the Gaian mind, right? Like I said earlier, a shaman is one who knows, or one who has seen the end, right? Well, I think we're at an age in time that we are all seeing the end. And this isn't some apocalyptic fucking prophecy. No, seeing the end of a way of life, of a civilization, right? Like, again, I don't want to break anybody's hearts here, but if you study history, civilizations, they have a beginning and they have an end, right? Like, I know we like to think of our fucking, our history is just linear. Like, fucking Americans, we fucking woke up and fucking 2,000 years later we're here, and just along the way we went from dumb cavemen to fucking the people we are. But that's not what happened. It's like a fucking intertwined web of fucking craziness, and the rise of civilizations and fall of civilizations, and great time periods and horrible time periods, and this shit happens. It is the fucking cyclical nature of the universe, right? Like, we all need to get on board with that. So the fucking gaslighting and the fear mongering, we've got to see through. We've got to stop that shit. It's not the end of the world. It is the end of a way of life, a civilization that, like, no offense, had some cool shit. We had a great fucking run at it, but now it is time to take the good, discard the old, and fucking move on, right? We got to do it. We got to quit trying to cling to and bring all this old dead shit that doesn't fucking make sense into the fucking future with us, because the fucking new reality is things are not so black and white. They are a full fucking spectrum of color, right? That's why the obsession with fucking light workers and the beauty of psychedelics, and part of the fucking not being able to articulate it. Like, literally, people talk about colors you've never seen, and it's like this huge colorful fucking array of explosion, fucking visuals, beings, fucking whatever it is, right? All fucking coming at you because it's trying to pull us out of the fucking shades of gray. It's trying to show people, hey, there's fucking 8 billion of you. You've got to stop living your lives like one or two fucking people. Like literally, we have a globe of 8 billion people and we literally have like a couple dominant ways of fucking living or thinking about fucking reality. That's fucking crazy to me, guys. Like here's the thing. I could be completely fucking wrong with everything I think, right? Like, I'm willing to admit that. Everything I think and believe that is going on and happens when we pass away and the whole fucking point to existence, I could be so far wrong that it's not even fucking funny. Like, not even within the realm of possibility, right? And when I pass away and find that out, I would be okay with that. Like, I'm not fucking scared to find out because that is the fucking point that I think we're trying to get to here is that I don't think there is one or two or three fucking right or wrong ways, right? Like I talked about before, clearly there's some just universal shit that we all know and feel like we shouldn't do. And then other than that, the rest of it is fucking up for grabs, man. So what I'm trying to get at is you can think and believe whatever the hell you want. Whatever you want is going on. So why would you want to limit that or make it so black and white and gray, right? Again, I'm not trying to fucking pick on anyone or fucking judge anyone because again, everybody fucking to each their own, believe your own thing. But as far as like and I've never even actually fucking talked to an atheist, so I can't say for sure, right? I'm just going off of speculation. So if there's any actual atheists out there that would like to join the conversation and come have a conversation with me, that is cool. I would like to literally like just have a conversation and see fucking what you think and why you think. That being said, like the way I kind of see atheism as far as like not believing in anything and we just fucking die and we fucking rot in the fucking ground, right? Like we become worm food. Even if that is, here's what I'm saying. That could be what's actually going on. I don't really fucking know. Maybe that is. Maybe fucking this bizarre fucking explosion of fucking biological life and consciousness and everything on this fucking planet is literally just a mere fucking fluke. And that happens. We fucking die and bury ourselves and we become word food and the lights go out and experience is fucking over. Maybe that's what happens, right? Why would you want to fucking think that's what happens, right? Like, even if I thought, like, even if at the bottom of my fucking core, that's what I thought fucking happened, I would try and prove myself wrong, I guess, if that makes sense. I would literally do all the fucking research. I would dive into every religion, spiritual fucking teaching, every practice. I would dive into every science, philosophical belief of what's going on. I would literally try and prove myself wrong if I could. And if I couldn't, then I'd be like, through reasoning and through the fucking scientific method, I would say, whoa, maybe that's fucking how it is, right? So that's all I'm trying to say. Like, we got to get back to reasoning a little bit and not just being so speculative and like, afraid of things. And here's the other thing, guys. Just like a psychedelic experience, one person could have a horrible fucking experience with it. Like literally fucking hell and demons and literally a bad trip, like the worst fucking trip ever, right? And fucking somebody else could have an amazing fucking trip out of it. That doesn't those are individual things, right? That doesn't mean that, oh my God, psychedelics are bad and we need to tell everybody to fucking not do them. They're so evil because I have this fucking crazy fucking thing. No, right? That was an individual thing. And the more you work with it, the more you'll figure out that you fucking can get out of that landscape. The same is true over here. Like the guy that has the fucking transcendent experience. Like in my opinion, shouldn't be fucking shouting at the top of his room, hey, everybody do psychedelics, you need to do psychedelics, it's the bee's knees, it is the fucking crescendo, right? I don't think that. What I believe and what I'm trying to do with this fucking podcast is, yes, both of those opinions are valid, and I think both of them should be talked about and try to find some common ground, and maybe through those experiences people will see, hey, I either want to try it or not want to try it, right? That is what I'm trying to get at. The fear mongering and the scare tactics of they're so bad or they're so good, like that shit needs to like end, right? All of these things, again, they all are just fucking neutral. Everything in the world is neutral. Like, I know that is like so hard for some people to swallow, but that is the reality of it. Like marijuana, psychedelics, tarot cards, yoga, fucking meditation, whatever it is, energy work, they are all neutral as far as there is no built-in meaning. Like, oh, psychedelics are for the evil people and sometimes even good people get caught up in it. No. No. There's no like, oh, energy work is so evil and it just confuses some people and they fucking, Lucifer can masquerade as the angel of light. No, even in your own teachings, fucking Satan, Lucifer, the adversary, never heals, never performs any healings. Like, show me a teaching where Satan heals people, right? Show me that shit. Maybe I'm wrong. There's some fact checkers out there. Fact check me on that. But it doesn't happen because these things are neutral. There is no built-in good or evil for them. It is how they are used, just like a fucking hammer, just like a firearm, just like a guitar, just like this big heavy steel bowl. It sounds beautiful, and it is for healing. Like, literally, it's called the Master Healer Bowl. It is literally for healing. You could take that for healing bowl and harm somebody with it. It is the energy we put behind shit, guys. Like, that's why getting into this snake year, this age of truth, like getting down to brass tacks, everything is energy, right? That's like what the fucking quantum science is. Spirituality, that's the fucking common denominator in it. Spirit in a body, however, the fucking field, everything is just energy. Fucking stored, kinetic, potential, fucking blah, 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 right? Just energy. Everything is fucking energy. That's why energy cleansing is going to be more important than regular hygienic showers. Keeping your fucking energy clean, because that is what we're getting to in the age of truth. That no matter what it is, even the religions you guys love can be being used, they can be used for harm, for negativity. If the energy behind it is negative, I'm sorry, no matter how good the teachings fucking sound, the energy is fucking negative, right? That's what we got to start looking at, because you can have beautiful, great teachings with bad energy behind it, and that's just the fucking way it is. And you could have fucking what we believe to be negative fucking things, but it's nothing but love and positivity and good energy behind it. Well, and I'm sorry to tell you, even as evil as you think it is, you're going to get love and positivity out of it. It's the way it is. Small example of what I'm talking about. Everybody today sees the swastika and instantly fear, anger, Hitler, Nazis, right? Most people don't know that the swastika predates Hitler by fucking thousands of years. The swastika is an ancient fucking symbol. I'm not sure exactly what fucking Eastern culture, but I'm gonna say fucking Hinduism. Fact checkers, go ahead and fact check me. Think it's Hinduism. And I think it has to do with like peace and love and tranquility and balance and harmony and that nature of things. But once again, the way symbolism can be used, you can take that and you can put a negative energy behind it, and then you get our modern interpretation of it that we have today, right? It's so fucking evil. So what I'm saying, guys, moving forward, we gotta just take our old fucking dogmas, our old propagandic beliefs, our old fucking just programming that we keep bringing up from the past, that these things are fucking evil. They keep reappearing for a fucking reason, because they're not evil. They're trying to wake people up and connect people and get us drawn back to our humanness, because we are moving forward so rapidly that if we're not aware, we will get consumed like other civilizations have in the past, right? We will get consumed by the mob mentality, the mob psychology of the few that are being louder than everybody else because nobody wants to speak up. Like, legitimately, this has happened so many times throughout history, guys. Like, the most fucking recent one that I can think of. Look it up. Famous fucking poem written during the fucking Holocaust days, the Nazi Germany days, about fucking, at first they came for the homeless people, and then it was the welfare people, and then it was the grocery store clerks, and then it was the teachers, and then it was the doctors, and then it was the lawyers, and then it was me, right? Because if we are not aware of what the fuck is going on, we will keep propagating nonsense until it swallows you whole, until you fucking wake up in a stupor or slumber, and you look back and you go, whoa, what the fuck has happened, right? It's the way mob psychology fucking works. Like, they've done studies into this shit, right? Like, we need to wake up and be aware that, whoa, we all have our own thoughts, opinions, and beliefs, for sure. That is cool. That's what learning from each other is for. That said, that is what they are: thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. There are real facts in the fucking world. I'm not saying that like facts and science and shit doesn't fucking matter. But as far as like the big picture and using fear tactics to control fucking people, that shit's done. That day and age is fucking done. It's old news. We're moving past it, right? Like, slavery and control and dominator society is fucking dying, right? Like, this is what happened in the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages were because, no offense, everybody was fucking super connected and doing their own thing. And then one big belief system had to come in and lay waste to everybody. If you're not fucking believing and doing what we say, off with your fucking heads, literally. Like the Romans, I think it was the Romans, maybe not, again, fact check me, but just went through, laid waste, crucified, the Dark Ages were like horrible, and it was all due to the fucking simple fact of, if you did not believe and think exactly what they said to believe and think, well, then you were no more. This is what the Dark Ages were: control of information, right? Well, guess what? We are in the information age. This shit is coming out. There's nowhere. You can't put the lid back on it. It was really easy to control back then because you could run around and burn all the fucking libraries and hide the books and shit like that. But you can't do that with the wide web and technology and everybody having a fucking Google box in their fucking pocket, right? You just can't do that. You cannot stifle information. It's very evident if you try to. Look at these AI companies, Google's Gemini, that tried to do the sneaky shit and back end their algorithm to only give the information they wanted to give. It was like super evident, right? You cannot hide shit in this day and age, and that is why it's beautiful. That is why we have got to start moving forward with a new way of looking at things, a new way of operating, incorporating the good shit we've learned along the way, and then discarding the bad shit, right? Because there's a lot of bad shit, a lot of fucking just weird fucking sneaky mind control tactics. Again, don't want to get too lost down conspiracy whole city, but the government didn't spend billions of dollars, I mean billions, hundreds of billions of dollars in every area of mind control for nothing. Like, literally, from psychedelics to fucking crystals and frequencies, astral projections, fucking yoga, meditation, fucking literally lights, frequencies, fucking you name it. They spent money into trying to figure it out. Here's what I'm going to say again. We don't need to get lost into like, ooh, what did they do? What did they figure out? This and that. Who cares? If you're like me, all you need to know is if I spend billions of dollars into researching something, I'm not stopping researching it until I completely understand it, right? So here's the thing. When they're like, well, they don't do that shit anymore. Okay, well, why don't they do that anymore? Maybe because they got to the fucking bottom of it. Maybe there was nowhere else they could go. So now they're like, hey, the only thing to do now is implement some of this shit, right? I don't know. That's just a little fucking food for thought. All right, so where were we? I know we got lost on a little tangent, but yes, the shaman, one who knows or one who has seen the end, right? So I'm simply suggesting that if we all become our own personal shaman and we start moving forward, operating in this new way of life of no more bullshit, it's literally if you know something, it's based on personal experience, or you know somebody who's personally experienced it, or you just don't, you know what I'm saying? You just don't fucking like it. But the fear tactics of scaring people away from trying shit anymore, that those days are fucking done. So that being said, I think that by becoming our own shaman and taking this shit back into our own hands, we will actually solidify our place amongst the stars and with the other great civilizations that have achieved completion, right? Because I think the opposite of this is also true. The flip side of this coin, guys. I'm also suggesting that if we don't make this leap towards the shamanic revival, well, then I think we'll be destined to occupy just another layer in Mother Earth's crust, along with the dinosaurs, the Neanderthals, and every other civilization that couldn't get their act together before the fucking buzzer went off, right? I think we too can miss our mark. So, yeah, that's kind of the way I see it, guys. Again, I'm not trying to change anybody's belief system, just trying to get you to look at some of these things. Isn't it strange how some of these civilizations we try and fucking study in history, right? The fucking Egyptians or the book of Enoch talks about like Enoch's people being raised up, right? Dolores Cannon and these fucking spiritual people have been talking about like a new earth split, literally people like two fucking earths, like the old fucking apocalyptic way of earth and the new fucking earth, right? Like, dang, where was I going with that? I kind of had a brain fart. Um, yeah, well, fuck it. It doesn't matter. That's what I think is fucking kind of going on, guys. If we can all just become more local, bring everything back into the family unit, right? And every community across the globe does this, brings it more back to a fucking tight knit family unit, fixes the energy in their own family unit so every family is connected and loving. Well, now each community should be more connected and loving because everybody is consciously focusing on that shit, right? And then it just slowly expands out and keeps projecting back out. It's like the personal, this is a massive scale of the heroic journey, right? Like everybody loves to talk about these teachings. Well, the heroic journey, right? Like it's a fucking cycle. Like you're on fucking top and then you got to go through some shit and then you're fucking in the pits of hell and then you got to battle your fucking way back out of it and then boom, back on top. The heroic journey, right? This is like each individual experience of awakening. How sometimes we just need to leave society, quit our 9 to 5s, whatever it is, they call it the hermit phase, go learn ourselves and know thyself, but then integrating it and bringing that shit back into reality. This is a massive scale of that, right? Like the family unit doing it, well then communities are fucking stronger, well then the globe is fucking stronger. And it's like this super cool balance of a simple, more natural, harmonic way of life while simultaneously having the craziest advancements and technological fucking contraptions that we've ever fucking known, right? Like it is, we could literally have, like, it's unfathomable to me, right? I get so excited to talk about this because it's like, it's basically the culmination. Everything that I'm doing, from energy work to these fucking podcasts to the messages to the way I'm trying to raise my family, you know, my kids, the way I try and interact with the wife, our fucking connection, and what we want to do with a healing center and helping people figure this shit out and know themselves, right? As two people who literally were embedded in that hardcore black and white religious system and then just outgrew it, right? Like, here's the thing. All of those fucking religions have bits of truth. That's why all of them, no matter which one it is, no matter who you are in any of those, you do feel like, you know, inspired and awakened. But then it gets really fucking stifled the longer you stay in it, because you just keep going up and down, up and down, up and down in the same thing. Awakening, back down, awakening, back down. The whole point of it is to outgrow it, like a fucking hermit crab. You got to outgrow the shell, right? Like, you should be able to study yourself out of Christianity. That is a great way of thinking about it. Not saying Christianity is false, like, or any of that. No, but it's just a fucking stepping stone along the way to the bigger picture. There's a much bigger picture at play here. Well, let me see. I think I might have wrote something about this. Oh, yeah. One of the things I don't like about, like, the staying stuck in that religious fucking paradigm, the black and white religious paradigm, is because the fear tactics are just through the fucking roof. And one of them that I know for sure is the prepping. Prepping. Like, right, you gotta prep. Like, the end of the world is coming. It's the apocalypse. You gotta make sure you have enough fucking food and fucking ammunition and water and fucking Bibles stacked to the roof. You gotta fucking prep till don't even focus on your life. Just spend all your fucking energy worrying about the future, prepping, right? So what I'm gonna say to that is, like, I'm not saying not to be prepared, right? But prepared is just like when we teach our kids about sports. Preparation is 90% mental. And then it's like 10% gathering supplies and materialistic things. But if you do not have the mindset to fucking take on whatever the fuck is coming, well, I don't care how many fucking supplies you have, it'll never be enough. It'll never be enough, man. It is the simple reason why you see billionaires who are still miserable and unhappy, right? Because materialistic items will never fill the hole of mental preparation, mental fortitude, fucking just knowing yourself and what the fucking human being is able to do, right? So, anyways, yeah, you can prepare with all the material items that you need, but if you're forced to be like nomadic or move quickly, well, then you just wasted all those resources, right? So to constantly be preparing is the same as living in a constant state of fear, right? That's what I don't like about this fucking mainstream fucking religious, like, the second coming is coming and it's apocalyptic and you gotta fucking, like, here's the thing, like, people have got to start reading and understanding these fucking texts, and when that whole, like, the fucking Bible and the understanding what the fuck was life like, right? Like, that was like heavily Greek influenced, right? Like, I'm not the fucking the expert on it by any means, right? There's way fucking smarter people out there talking about this shit, but you need to understand that, like, the Greek way of life and philosophy and democracy is what fucking dictated all of that shit, right? And the way they let it trickle down like a little fucking mouse feeder is very, very tightly orchestrated. It's not just a fucking accident that this shit just fell into place like that, right? So that being said, people need to actually understand like the revelations and fucking apocalypse and what it was actually talking about, and like not being a future projection of what's coming, but the fucking life and the hell that they were living in the end to their shit, right? Like, so anyways, this constant like prep for the second coming, like I don't like it. It's literally taking your energy out of the present moment and it's putting it in the future to try and pull resources from there. So, no offense, being an energy worker, you are going to constantly be fucking sick, scared, worried, anxious, depressed, any number of fucking things when you live your life in that fucking state, right? And here's the real life medical science behind that. I call it energy, but when you're living in that state, fear and worry and fucking your body and brain is producing corrosive ass fucking hormones, fucking cortisol, probably so many others that is literally not good to be sitting on your joints, to be soaking your fucking brain in, to be like saturating your organs in. That's the real life science behind the energetics of it's not good to be in a constant state of fucking fear and worry, plain and simple, right? So I don't like any of these fucking people or teachings or whatever the fuck it is that are trying to do that to people. That's just not conducive with what the fuck is actually going on, right? So that's another big kicker to the shamanic revival, right? Taking it back into our own hands and not letting somebody else dictate our spirituality, right? If we are a spiritual being having a human experience, well, then that would be the most important thing in the world that's going on. And if that were the most important thing in the world that's going on, well, then it would not look the fucking same as somebody else's. There would not be some template cookie cutter fucking method of everybody's testimony look the same. No, that's like a fucking weird drone hive mind thing, like, right? Have you ever seen fucking Dune? The fucking dudes are like, whatever the fuck those guys are saying, the fucking drones, like, that is what that shit is. No, right? The fucking, what is it? The fucking good one, the Sand People. I don't know, the Arcadians or fucking. I'm not that familiar with Dune, but that's individuality. Like if you're like as above, so below. If we're looking at the bigger picture, that's like the control, fear, fucking mindset, and the future of it, and then that's fucking individuality and fucking that mindset. Beautiful, colorful, full spectrum, black and white. Have to do it, right? Again, if we're tying that back into the main Christian belief of Satan and Jesus, forcing and free will, well, the fucking drone hive mind, that sounds very forcing and not free will, right? So again, if we're relating those two things, if we're relating Jesus and Satan to Dune, Satan would be the fucking one, and fucking Jesus would be the sand people running around fucking drinking the blue shit, right? That's just plain and simple. We got to get on board with that. All right. So, what else did I want to say about that? Oh yeah, so yeah, that being said, guys, this like studying your way out of Christianity, that's like a good thing, or studying your way out of Judaism or Rastafarianism or fucking Hinduism or Buddhism, any ism, studying your way out of it should be the way it is, right? Like there should be, like, that's why technically I don't even like calling the energy work that like, yes, I'm a Reiki master teacher, but at the end of the day, I just say energy work because like, and Reiki isn't some ism, right? But I just don't like fucking isms, right? Like there could be two Reiki practitioners that both do great work, that both experiences are completely fucking different, right? So it's not just like a one shoe, one size fits all fucking thing when we're talking about these teachings and these practices, man. They are so individually personal, it's not even funny, right? That's why the best fucking teachers, like, in my mind, like people spending all these fucking monies to go to psychedelic retreats and fucking ayahuasca retreats and fucking ibogaine and fucking ketamine. Again, don't get me wrong, stepping stones, and like even Sadhguru fucking talks about people can do the right thing for wrong reasons, and eventually they'll kind of still get to the same place, but it fucking just takes a little longer. So I'm not knocking anybody, to each their own. That being said, to me, the best psychedelic fucking sitter, that's what I like to call them, sitter you could have is somebody who literally does not try and influence your experience at all, right? Like, not the music they enjoy, not any of this. Try to give you the most personal and pleasant, and actually, not even necessarily pleasant, the most personal and growth filled experience you could have, right? And the best thing they could do is simply sit there and not let you physically harm yourself. That being said, they shouldn't try and steer this thing in any one way, shape, or form, this experience at all. Like, no, they can tell you, hey, when you get in these places of this, it has been known for other people, this, and this, and this, and this, and this helps. But it's up to you if you want to try it, right? And if you get into this place, there's this that may help, right? But at the end of the day, it may not. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? Like, two people, if I was sitting for two people on a psychedelic trip, both people having a quote unquote bad trip, and I say, hey, singing can pull you out of that, both people singing, depending on what's on their mindset, the tone, the vibration, how the singing comes out, one person singing can take them straight out of the depths of hell into fucking transcendent heaven, and the other person's fucking singing can fucking, you know, take them to fucking planet Octuve, where you don't even notice what a fucking being is, right? They're so alien, right? So that's what I'm saying, that we are all so fucking individually wired fucking differently, that even the same thing, yes, it can pull you out of the state you're in, because what it is doing on a real life level as far as oxygenating the blood, getting shit moving, getting you out of the state of mind that you were in, 100% could pull you out of that. But now where it takes you, that is up to each individual, right? That's why I am under the impression that there are no such thing as fucking psychedelic gurus or teachers. Like, even the most ancient of shaman fucking still doing it and practicing the fucking ancient shamanic ways from 20,000 years ago. I do not think that guy in the jungles of fucking wherever have the ability to or, they have the ability to, but they should not invoke like their teachings and their practices to direct a experience. That's what I'm saying. I think these experiences are meant to go through the courses that they go through for a reason. So yes, having somebody there to not let you physically harm yourself, definitely important. Having somebody there to just be a little reminder of, hey, this will end, it will come down, just lay back down and cover up. Yes, those are okay. Somebody who tells you, hey, this and this and this may get you out of that place. Yes. But now somebody who's trying to say like, oh, I've done psychedelics 10,000 times and I know exactly what's going on and I can do that. No, that's theirs. They can do that. Here's what I'm here to tell you. I am a psychonaut. I have experienced many of psychedelics, and my favorite is psilocybin, the magic mushrooms, right? I have experienced this too many times to count, like, right? From microdoses all the way up and beyond the McKenna dose, right? Like the heroic dose. He talks about 5 grams. Here's the thing, 5 grams is cool. wait until you see fucking 10 grams, right? Like borderline too much. Borderline too much. But super awesome and learning. Here's the thing. There's not like when you start pushing those boundaries, there's no fucking Reddit post. There's no um personal experience you can read about online that can prepare you mentally for fucking 10 grams or what to do, right? It's just that's where psychedelics are really good as far as teaching you to dive into the unknown. This is why everybody, no matter who you are, every psychonaut always has the little fucking looming thought in the back of their mind like, oh, is this going to be the time? Do I not come back this time? Right? Because you always meet those people like at the fucking barter fair or something that's like, damn, that motherfucker never came back. How is that fuck? Right? Here's the thing. I don't know how that shit happens or what, like, I think that is a combination of maybe like too frequent and not giving the brain time to fucking come back to normal and or too many. So here's the thing. Just because psychedelics and plant medicines and tools can be used doesn't mean every one of them should be used, right? This is another thing why we need to use like awareness and just our own intuition, right? Like not so black and white. That goes for the shamanic revival too. Like it's not like a one size fits all. Oh, psychedelics, they're all good. Throw them all out there, right? No, like there can be what I call dirty psychedelics, right? There's the pure, I guess, and not pure, but the classical psychedelics as far as it's just, one or two fucking molecules, chemical compounds, whatever you want to look at to do its crazy thing. And then there's what I call the dirty, the cesspool psychedelics that are just a fucking mosh podge of fucking everything. And of course, it's going to fucking take you to the edges of the fucking universe. And those are the ones that I don't know if there's a fucking trip back, right? They might be a one-way ticket, right? Because psychedelics, like McKenna used to have his little 3-step thing, and I can't remember them all. It was like, does it have a history of human use, like shamanic use? Does it have a medical benefit? And then like, does it have like a modern use or something like that? I'm not sure exactly what it is. Or no. So yeah, does it have a history of shamanic use? Is it natural, like from a plant? And does it show up, like does it have a modern benefit or something to it? Something along those lines. And like he says, your thing should fit at least 2 of these fucking 3, right? If it can fit all 3 of these, that's great, right? This is where we have to start moving forward, like the shamanic revival and not being so black and white. This is one of the areas of discussion that I think need to come out from under the rug. Drugs. We need to look at drugs in a different light. First of all, like I don't even like that word drugs. Like we just need to like change our perception on what we call drugs and what drugs are. And a great place to get started on this, go listen to Dr. Carl Hart. He's a fucking, oh shit, what is this guy? Obviously he's a doctor, but he is fucking on the board at MAPS, the like multidisciplinary association of psychedelic studies or something like that, located in Colorado. He's on the board of this with fucking Rick Doblin and others. And he has a book that he talks about. And here's the thing. I'm not advocating anything. Everybody, take what I say and go research it. I'm not advocating anything, right? I have my own story and feelings and beliefs when it comes to fucking opiates based on my recovery story and part of my chink in my armor, right? That being said, I can still also agree that this guy proves and has some very good points as far as, so one of the things he does in his book that he writes is he shows how he uses like heroin, real fucking heroin daily, and how it actually makes him a better person, right? And then like shows how you can kind of go too far with it, how right, it's a balance, it's a fucking balance of thing. It's not a yes or a no question. It's not it's a good or a bad, right? It's not like it's for some people, not for others, right? This is how we need to start like looking at the new world as far as like the Silicon Valley group is really good with these the brain things, nootropics, right? Different fucking nootropics, chemicals or whatever that clear brain fog, allow you to operate at a fucking a little higher level, right? Like caffeine, nicotine boosters, different things like this, right? This is what I think part of the shamanic revival is. As we start changing our perception on some of these things, we'll see like, oh, there's an actual place for some of these and not a place, right? And it's got to be a whole new structure. This isn't anything that's going to happen like overnight. Again, I'm not saying fucking I know the right and the wrong ways, but even as somebody who is an advocate for some of these, we need to understand that like they're not all in the same boat, right? That's why we got to not call them fucking drugs, right? Because the way it's listed right now is marijuana is listed as one of the most dangerous or most restricted fucking, you get penalized the hardest for this marijuana in some states over fucking like heroin and cocaine and fucking like just crazy shit, right? Like we have got to come into the new age and realize, oh, everything is not so goddamn black and white. We got to start understanding and getting to the bottom of this, because until we do, then we're going to have things like opiate crisis in certain sectors, like controlling pockets of information and not letting the other people know that information so they never fucking know themselves. You're going to have certain other groups trying to control them back into the fucking center and like, well, you got to take it from there and you can't do the natural or you're evil, right? Like people have no fucking choice. It's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like come on, like we got to wake up and become aware, right? This is like a little example of kind of how I think everybody's all into this Mandela effect, the Mandela effect lately. Here's the thing. I'm not saying, I don't know exactly what the fuck's going on with the Mandela effect. There's some weird shit. I'll admit that. Like, why don't these things have that in this? One thing that I do know is, like I've talked about in the last episode, this like 20-30 year weird subconscious, like fucking gnosis, fucking sleepy state that we've been in. I do think it's 100% possible that they could just know what the fuck they were doing, like the powers that be, keeping us in this fucking gnosis, this sleepy state of fucking chaos and fear, literally just changing shit behind our fucking backs and then trying to say another narrative, right? Trying to control the narrative to get people to fucking question their sanity. What the fuck? I know it was like that. I know I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Right? I think that's what's going on, right? Like, doesn't anybody else think it's weird? This is just another off the topic question, right? Doesn't anybody else think it's fucking weird that forever, like literally since 1947, the big burst in fucking UFO sightings, literally clear up until like last year, so call it 47 to 2024, if you believed in aliens or you were abducted or you had communication with the Greys or whatever the fuck it is, right? If you were in that fucking world, that little universe, you were considered the craziest of crazy. Like even the religious people, even the fucking religious people didn't fucking take those people serious. They were like, whoa man, like we believe some wild shit. Them motherfuckers are fucking out there, right? Why all of a sudden, literally, like in the last year, okay, so let's call that 47 to 2023. Why all of a sudden in 2024, those motherfuckers are frontline and center everywhere, everywhere. And not only are they everywhere, they're being like backed and pushed by the government. Like, yeah, go do it. Like, listen to these guys. Hey, listen, they know what they've been talking. I know we called them crazy for the last 70 years, but they really know what they're talking about. It's all about just listen to them. Quit fucking looking at us. Listen to the crazy fucking alien, right? Does nobody else think that's fucking weird? Again, I'm not saying, I know how crazy life can be and experience and the shit that I've witnessed, right? So I'm not even gonna try and like delve into the fucking mind of an alien abductee or fucking somebody sighting a UFO or the shit that they've seen. Like, not even gonna do it, because here's the thing: I know that fucking truth is stranger than fiction, and like the fucking literally, if I seen a fucking UFO land on the fucking lawn of the White House and 30-foot tall fucking Nephilim fallen angels were to get out of it, it would not surprise me at this point. Like, that is what the fuck I'm saying. Like, man, we've been so desensitized to everything, and everything's so much out there. Like, nothing would fucking surprise me. Like, literally, it would be more surprising to me at this point in reality if nothing was going on. Like, if we were literally all crazy, if all 8 billion people in the world were just living in kind of some weird psychotic fucking shared schizophrenic like state or whatever, and all of us are absolutely fucking bonkers and nothing at all is going on, we've literally created it all out of our fucking minds, like, that would be more fucking surprising than anything you could fucking show me, like, outside. Like, literally, fucking, we've been so desensitized to it all. Like, from every Marvel, like, literally, I could watch a fucking wormhole open up out of the sky and fucking a UFO fall through it, and I would be like, fuck, about time. I've been waiting for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all I'm trying to point out is why were those people discredited for so long, and now those people are being shoved out into the fucking limelight as these are the ones you need to fucking listen to. This is exactly, it's like, dude, what the fuck, right? Like, that's all you can say to that is literally like, what the fuck? It's a head spinner. The truth to it is nobody knows what's going on. Even the people that think they know what's going on don't know what's going on. That's the beauty. That's what should give you hope. That's the fucking the silver lining in all of this is just like a fucking a movie, a Batman movie, and the evil guy is plotting, and he's fucking he's fucking thought of everything. He's got his ultimate fucking destructo plan that's gonna fucking do the thing, the fucking Infinity Stone snap, right? And then there's a fucking other way out of it. There's always another way. It never fucking ends. It's just like, come on, guys. Like, it's the way it is. It's just the fucking way it is. We gotta just get up out of the sleepy slumber, start becoming more conscious, start becoming more aware, start practicing um knowing ourselves, right? And the way you know yourself is through connecting to the universe. As above, so below. As within, so without, right? Like, that is where maybe next episode we're gonna, let's see where we're getting to here. Oh, it's not too bad. Only an hour and a half. Hell yeah. Um, so maybe we'll talk about it. No, I want to do a full episode on that. But kind of tying into this, as above, so below thing and the shamanic revival, I personally think we are we have a huge misunderstanding of what we call mental health and the bigger picture of what's actually going on, right? This kind of how I was getting back to people who claim they're not spiritual or they're agnostic and they don't even like to think about it or whatever. This is kind of what I'm talking about. It doesn't really matter, because it is the underlying foundation of what's going on. You're kind of pulled into this whole fucking thing, right? Because it's what's going on. It's the human experience. We're spirits having a fucking human experience, whether you want to call it simulation, the fucking matrix, whatever, right? Like Alan Watts talks about, and Terrence Howard had like another way of explaining it, but it's the same fucking thing. Planets fucking people. Planets people, that's what they do. Like a fucking apple tree, apples, and orange tree, oranges. Planets fucking people. They get to a certain point from their fucking star, from their energy system, where all what is it, like, all situations are perfect for it to fucking people. Biological fucking life, it fucking peoples, right? That is where it would end if it wasn't for consciousness. Consciousness is the impermeable force that is everywhere. It is, right? We mistake it with fucking gravity, or maybe like gravity is a part of it, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But consciousness is the universal fucking force that penetrates everything, right? Like, whether we want to think about it or not, like, this book is conscious, this lighter is conscious, low level consciousness for sure, but it's conscious, right? Humans have this unique ability to symbiotically pair with other things to expand consciousness. That's the fucking beauty. And here's the thing, maybe other things do too. Maybe as we start getting further along, we'll see. Like, one I would be interested in is like raccoons on psychedelics. And then we could actually push this theory and see, like how I've talked about before. I think psychedelics can be used, like, once we fully understand what these things are doing. I literally think they can be used like a hyper learning device, like a hyper fast fucking learning tool, right? Like a VR fucking headset. Like, you get to a certain point in the psychedelic experience, right? Like, again, this is a repeatable landscape. You can, like, perform the scientific method, and you do these, like, you do the same doses and same conditions and da da da. Like, you can literally repeat these fucking things. So then you start to see, oh, these aren't just like flukes, right? I don't know exactly what the fuck's going on. That's why I call it an interdimensional time machine for consciousness. But that's what you can do. These are just like literally stops along the way. And I'm not even convinced I've seen them all, right? There's so many fucking paths and tunnels and directions you could take in a mushroom trip that it's insane. But I have repeatedly gotten to other landscapes by doing similar things, right? So that's how I know, whoa, like, whether it's here, like people like to say, and we're just not seeing it, like the veil gets removed, or whether our consciousness is going to another place. I don't fucking know exactly how that, like, right? The brain being a fucking an antenna, a receiver, a fucking transmitter, a capacitor, a fucking resistor. It's all of that shit, right? That's why, like, gets me back full circle what I was talking about. I think what we call mental health is just natural, normal, spiritual misconnections, or maybe not even misconnections, just different connections, right? The brain is wired in a certain way in order to perceive fucking reality the way we do. Whether it's schizophrenia, autism, Down syndrome, fucking da 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 da, whatever it is, the brain is rewired in a certain way, right? We call that mental health because we're in this kind of age of not really understanding it, but kind of understanding it. Like, it's mental health as far as, yeah, it's in the brain and everything, but that has such a negative, like, dichotomy to it, like the sound, like mental health. I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing, right? I think these are just different. We're seeing in this age of understanding and getting to what we're understanding, this is just a different operating system, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. As far as, like, I think we are misunderstanding mental health with just a different operating system. It's a different way of perceiving fucking reality. It's a different way of operating. Not necessarily good, not necessarily bad, right? We fucking, here's the thing, like, everybody in here, I'm not like judging or anything, but everybody on the outside, like, when you see somebody with Down syndrome, everybody's like, oh, you're fucking poor and probably this and that. Like, there's just instant, like, negative and sorrow and grief towards this person. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying one way or another, but I'm just going based off my real eyes, what I realize. They all look tremendously fucking happy. They look way fucking happier than most anybody I meet. They always have a fucking smile on their face. They're always fucking down as fuck to talk about fucking fun shit. Dogs and women and fucking uh, aliens. You know what I'm talking about? They fucking, whatever you want to call it, they seem to be fucking way happier than most people I see, right? So, pound for pound, is it bad? Again, I don't know. I'm not living in that experience. It's not for me to judge or to say. I'm just pointing out that, like, these different operating systems, maybe they're trying to teach us something. Maybe they're trying to teach us that the fucking main operating system, the way that everyone's trying to perceive this template of how things should be, maybe that's not the way we should be doing it, right? Maybe there is maybe we're not supposed to have just an Apple or an an Apple or a fucking Samsung operating system. Maybe we're supposed to have a fucking plethora of operating systems that are all so uniquely capable of intermingling with any other operating system at any given time, but not to change or take over or control that one operating system by thinking your operating system is better, right? Like, do you get where I'm going with this? Hopefully it makes sense and I'm not losing anybody. But yeah, it's like the shamanic revival will be heavily focused like on the aspect of the self, to the point of, oh, what is, like, let's look at the fucking telescopic view here. Like, let's look at the 30,000 foot view of what's actually going on instead of each individual fucking case. And maybe we'll see, oh, it's trying to teach us something, right? It's trying to teach us that there is not fucking one correct way of living. Period. End of story, dude. All right, so let's see what else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, so yeah, this will kind of tie all that up, and maybe we'll talk about something else, or maybe I'll kind of end it here. But just like Terrence McKenna talked about, like I said, he called it the archaic revival, right? I call it the shamanic revival. There's probably a million other fucking names of what people believe or think, and it's very fucking similar. And here's the thing, we don't even need to call it, that's just what I call it to categorize it and fucking make it make sense in my head, right? Here's the thing that we all need to get on board with. I'm trying to brainstorm these ideas because, hey, maybe somebody else has like things they can add to it. Maybe they can make it better. Maybe I'm not seeing something that they're seeing. Maybe they have a cooler fucking name, right? That's what brainstorming and communicating and like connection can do, right? And here's the thing, maybe you think I'm a total fucking nut job and you don't think that this is a way of living or operating at all. That's cool too. Like, I'm fucking with you, baby boo. Like, I can't say that enough. Like, I'm for everyone, man. I love you all. Even those of you I don't know, as crazy as that sounds, I love you all. It does mean no good in my life, my daily life, to worry about you or what you're doing as far as like, oh, is that person, living like this? Do they think this? It does me no good to do that, right? Like, the only thing it does to let me, like, when I interact with that person, whenever it is, are they a kind, generous person, right? So the only, other than that, who gives a poo? Like I said, my philosophy is very fucking easy. Live life, try and harm nobody in the process, have as much fucking fun growing and learning and evolving as you can. Period. End of story. I think if every single individual tried to do that thing, the amount of love and outpouring support and fucking charity and connection that would come out of it would be unfathomable. So, anyways, yeah, kind of what I was gonna say. So the shamanic revival is the way I see, right? Like we dove into culture, science, and history and mathematics and everything. And now it's time to bring it back, right? Now it's time to bring it back and integrate it into a more natural, like healing way of life. Strike a balance where previous cultures have missed the mark, where I believe they have either plunged deep into altered states and the magic of the world that we talked about, or they went the opposite. They went completely logical and rational of it, right? That's, you can look at that as like the hardcore Christian fucking turn we took. So yeah, altered states, hardcore not altered states, right? The shamanic revival is a balance. It's bringing the two back, right? It's where we make the full heroic journey, right? Where we lived in a world of magic and shit, and it kind of took us to maybe some crazy fucking places because if you're not aware of it and the energy gets out of control, right, it can take you into some fucking crazy places, right? And then we flipped and we learned and we said, hey, maybe this isn't fucking the way, and we plunged into logic and reasoning and not altered states to climb out of this like heroic journey. And now we're trying to crescendo back up to the fucking top, but in order to do that you have to embody all the phases along the way. So we can't forget where we come from, but we can't bring all the fucking crazy shit with us either, right? We bring all the good shit, we leave all the bad shit, and then we bring what they fucking call heaven on earth, fucking beauty, fucking world peace, fucking new earth, whatever you want to call it, right? I think it comes at the expense of blending everything together, not discarding, just like the individual shadow work or self-discovery comes with figuring these things out, like getting to the bottom of them, but not removing them, right? Because they're pieces of you, just like I talked about in the last episode. Not to get rid of your ego. You don't want a full ego death where you fucking leave that motherfucker in the dirt. No, an ego death where you fucking beat his ass up a little bit. You let him know who's in charge, and then you merge him, you utilize his energy, right? You cage it, you become the fucking warrior in the garden, and you use that energy of the ego to become a better fucking person and a powerful magnetic person that doesn't take shit from anyone, fucking, and not like in a mean way, like doesn't take shit from anyone as far as like nothing, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words are never going to hurt me. You thinking I'm a bad person doesn't make me a bad person. I know what I do on a day-to-day basis, right? Like that type of shit. That's what I mean as far as that. That is how we use the ego moving forward, right? Like it becomes, so yeah, if you kind of look at that again, like to see the big picture, talking about it in ego terms, the way the old world was like super fucking connected, and you could call it not ego, right? It was like higher self running the show. And then as we plunge into history, ego really has to come into play because, no offense, it was fucking crazy. Like the dark ages and shit, like life was crazy, dude. Like people were fucking horrible, the nastiest things ever, right? So the ego had to form because like survival of the fucking fittest was for real, and not because the elements, but because other people. So the ego had to form, right? So now in this last leg to become the fucking full hero, it's caging that ego and what he was like designed to do and utilizing it for a new purpose. That's what I'm talking about. Here's the other thing, guys. This is why, another reason why I don't like the fucking this hardcore fear mongering in the mainstream religions is like Satan such this bad. Here's the thing. I'm not saying, if you haven't understood by now, like my metaphysics, like all these fucking like these mindsets, these beliefs, right? Like I've transcended these characters. They're fucking characters through history, right? So I don't, it's like, whatever. No, I'm not fucking, I don't think they're like so cool. We need to worship these things, right? Like they're characters. We learn, we fucking move, we stepping stone, we grow, right? Okay. That being said, I hate how fucking the hardcore religions make Satan seem like he's the fucking worst thing ever. Oh, he's the most evil, torturing you in fire and blah blah blah. Like the stories you hear of Satan, right? They're like the most terrifying, cryptic fucking stories you've ever heard in your life. It's fucking crazy. Like literally, that was part of a lot of my fear trauma, was like trying to transcend this fucking religious fear of like being possessed and demons and going to hell and torment, and like it was like such a crazy thing to fucking finally transcend, right? But one of the things that like dawned on me when I finally like woke up to like, whoa, that is fucking kind of weird. Why don't they ever point that out? That all this crazy shit they say that he does and is and represents and everything, I've seen or read about or observed through history or been taught about humans doing way worse. Way fucking worse. Here's the thing, I've never seen or witnessed or observed anything outside the Bible or religious texts talking about the bad shit that Satan's done. I've never witnessed or seen that. I've never seen the devil appear and then cause all this crazy torment that he supposedly does, right? But I have very realistically witnessed, from 9/11 to the fucking wars going on, to the crazy Jeffrey Epstein shit coming out, to all the fucking cult ritualistic shit that's fucking coming out with like fucking Nexium and all these things on fucking Netflix. Go check them out. With what the Nazis and Hitler did, with what Mao Zedong did, with what Stalin did, with what fucking Mussolini did, right? Like you hear about Hitler, but you don't hear about these are human beings, and all of their workers and soldiers and mates and fucking cultures and whatever, these are human beings, and they're doing this to other human beings, right? You kind of get where I'm going with this? How fucking stereotypical, how hypocritical it is of us, of humans, to be talking about some invisible fucking force that nobody knows. Oh, he's the cause of all this fucking death and destruction, while totally ignoring the fucking fact that humans do that shit. Still, right now, today, there's like crazy fucking not cool fucking slave camps going away on the fucking far east, right? Let's just leave it at that. Let's say in fucking the country that has the Egyptian pyramids, that country has fucking mines in it that, no joke, literally look like a scene out of some fucking like horror movie of just like bodies on top of bodies with a fucking pickaxe chipping away at fucking rocks for our fucking cobalt and lithium. Right? You get where I'm fucking going with this? Again, not being some fucking tree hugger and we don't need that and this and that. Like, no, I used one. I'm not fucking saying that. I'm saying we need to get the fuck off of our human high horse and quit blaming fucking invisible forces for fucking very real, atrocious acts that we fucking perform, right? And I'm not saying like we individually, but humans as a fucking whole, right? Like, I have not, again, witnessed ever fucking demons with pitchforks and Satan fucking running through and blazing up and burning fucking towns and this and that, right? No, haven't seen that. But I have seen very real videos of fucking groups of people running through fucking towns, like beheading and fucking if you don't believe in our fucking hardcore Christian or Muslim ethos, fucking off with your head, right? Have seen that. So time to open our eyes to what the fuck is really going on, right? Like, what is really actually good and evil, and quit the fucking like the scare tactics with all the shit that's actually going to get us to a place of better, right? I'm not saying like all of these things are the 100% correct way and they lead every person to being a fucking better person. Again, nope, not everything black and white, like I said before. I'm not saying that. There's probably going to be outliers that some of these fucking tools and teachings and practices just fucking don't work on, right? For whatever reason, because their brains are wired in a certain way. It's just like impenetrable to that shit. I don't know what we do with that, right? That's why once we start studying and like understanding this on a bigger picture, we can move forward in a correct way. But we gotta start getting on the same page of the old ways of the control and manipulation and trying to control the narrative on anything is just not going to work. The shamanic revival, outlaw shamanism, it is exactly that. It is the individual taking their fucking life and experience back into their own hands and saying, hey, this, whatever it is, makes me a better person. It makes me feel good. It makes me act good. It makes me raise my family better. It makes me healthy as far as a clean bill of health goes. Fucking no dry skin, no rashiness, no fucking aches and pains. Don't get sick. Like, it makes whatever it is makes me a fucking better person, right? So I'm going to do that because that's how I become the highest version of myself. That's how I then inspire hope and become the best person I can for anybody around me, right? That is what outlaw shamanism does. It's no more fucking waiting for any man, thing, deity, whatever to come and save you. It is living in the present moment, fucking realizing we live in the greatest age to ever be alive, right? Like every history, every time period has the atrocities and crazy shit going on. That's part of the fucking thing, the heads and the tails to the coin, right? Like heaven and hell, you cannot have, that's the dichotomy, right? That's the only black and white to this, and then in that black and white is the full spectrum. But yeah, guys, like it's man, I'm just feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but it just drives me freaking, it drives me so bonkers again to just like witness in my personal life. Like again, I'm not like saying these things because I know it's happening on a massive scale, again, because it's happening directly to me. Again, I'm witnessing it in my own real life, just like history has shown. And it's crazy to me. Like I can't even imagine if this fucking like if my podcast and Instagram grow to like 1,000 followers or plus, like if shit starts actually going viral and you guys help share this fucking these messages and these things really get out there to a lot of people, I can't even wait to see the backlash and hate that comes from that. Because I'm telling you right now, I already see it and witness it where I'm at. It's fucking crazy. Like literally, I'm as real as they get, right? Like that's one thing you're gonna get with me. I'm as real as they get. Like I don't candy coat and bullshit. I'm not a mean person, right? That's what you even look up, like listen to a lot of psychologists and shit will tell you. Like people who are actually real and authentic, they come off as kind of dickish and blunt. It's not that. It's just because we don't feel the need to put on any sort of front or whatever to be somebody we're not, right? I read this little quote in a reel earlier today. I'll read it here again, or I'll tell you guys, right? I had this thought and it's been coming up and I think it's so true for this right here. If you think it hurts to lose someone else, wait until you lose yourself because you were too busy being somebody you're not. Right? Like, you understand that? If you think it hurts to lose somebody else, like death or, divorce or whatever, like that pain of losing somebody else, wait until you wake up one day at 60, 70 years old and you realize the person you are and everything you did doesn't line up at all with what you morally fucking believe or wanted your life to look like. Man, I'm guaranteeing you that's probably the worst feeling in the fucking world. Like, ugh. So crazy. Couldn't even imagine it, right? So, like, that being said, like, part of what I love with Reiki and the energy healing I do, amongst the many other fucking things, as far as like physical pain relief, fucking just mindset, energy boost, all the cool shit it does is it's really good at removing fear. It removes fear like there's no tomorrow. And maybe that's ultimately how it does everything else it does. Like, because if you just look at life as a spectrum of fucking love and fear and everything else comes out of that, literally by removing the fear out of people, they can now wake up to their authentic selves and they're not trying to be some fucking shell of a fucking person, right? So, in removing that fear, it is really great for older people to not fear death. That's like a great thing. What Reiki does is like to not fear death, right? Like ultimately, when it comes down to it, this is something, even a 30-year-old who doesn't think they think about this, if you really get down to brass tacks, they're like afraid of death. Everybody is, not everybody, most people are subconsciously afraid of this for the simple fact that no matter what you want to think and believe, the not knowing, that not knowing is so hard for people to get past. Even the most hardcore, again, maybe I'm wrong, I'm not judging anybody, but I have a sneaky suspicion that even the most hardcore Christian evangelist who literally thinks they fucking are the embodiment of the fucking teachings and doing exactly what it takes to fucking get to the pearly gates, even that person, guaranteed, when they lay their head down at night, they go, what if? What if it's not like this? What if it's different? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if, right? And that thought just gets embedded in the back of people's mind at such an early age. Of just not knowing what happens when we die. Here's the thing. I'm not, again, like I said, I'm not saying I know what happens, but through these teachings, through Reiki, through psychedelics, through like psilocybin and DMT experiences, that is what they can do ultimately. They can remove the fear, so then you literally know no matter what happens, it's okay. It's fucking exactly what's supposed to happen. It's exactly the way it should be. It's the fucking normal cyclical nature of the universe, of consciousness, of human beings, whatever the fuck it is. It's normal. Energy not being created nor destroyed, just changing forms. You are at such peace, and it's fucking amazing. So that is ultimately, again, if I've said this once, I've said it 1,000 times. And this ties in perfectly to the shamanic revival, because I literally believe this to my core. I believe this in my fucking heart of hearts. It upsets me, or not upsets, it fucking irritates me that we have to go through all of the mumbo jumbo, the woo woo, the fantasy, fairy tale end of shit just to get to the underlying issue that I think we're all experiencing, the human experience. Every single human being wants to feel good in their body. They want to feel good. They want to wake up in the morning and feel good. They want to have good thoughts. They want to have good goals. They want to have good ambitions. They want to be happy. They want to be loving. They want to be the best person they can be. Whatever that means to them, that is what every person wants. Like, you don't want to wake up in pain. You don't want to wake up sick. You don't want to be an asshole. You don't want to have this and that. Like, nobody wants those things. Like, everybody wants to feel good in the suit, right? And we are trying anything and everything we can do to feel good in the suit. Working, drugs, religion, fucking eating right, exercising, meditation, you name it. We are going to the edges of the universe to try and feel good in the suit, right? And we use anything from fucking study to mathematics to creating fantasies in our fucking head that like we're some hybrid race from the fucking Anunnaki, reptilian giant race, like the product of fucking fallen angels and women breeding, and we're this fucking hybrid thing, and No. I mean, again, I'm not saying I know what's going on, but what I really feel at the end of the day, what's going on, this hole, this lacking, this searching for whatever the fuck it is just that. Like, if we felt good in our fucking body, we wouldn't care. It wouldn't matter if fucking God was real, wasn't real, if reptilians were running the planet, not running the planet, blah, blah, blah. If we felt good in our own fucking bodies, we would just be like, and finally at peace with shit, right? We would finally fucking, right? Like, I don't even know how to explain it. That is what I think is going on at the end of the day. Everybody is fucking trying to feel good in their fucking bodies, right? And we try and bring comfort to people in a billion different ways. Again, from the fucking Pleiadians to the Lemurians to the hybrid races to fucking human design, you name it. Again, I love all this shit. I'm into it. Like, look at my shit. Like, I want to have my wife on here and talk about human design. Like, for those of my human design nuts out there, I'm a 5-1 fucking manifesting generator, right? And just kind of, I'm not like that well versed in this shit at all, guys. I understand my chart enough to know, like, oh, that definitely makes sense. But basically kind of what human design is, and again, why this kind of would work perfect for the shamanic revival, people kind of learning their fucking blueprints, right? Everybody operating different. Human design is a really good example of showing what I was talking about, how we're all so fucking similar by 98% of shit, and the 2% of shit that's different makes us incredibly individual. Human design is like this, as far as there's only like 5 categories. You got a manifester, a generator, a manifesting generator, a projector, and a reflector. You got 5 like types, right? That's it. Doesn't seem like a lot for 8 billion people, 5 types, right? But now literally based on the exact placement. So not just like, you're born in January, so you're fucking this. Like, no, literally like January 22nd, fucking, in Timbuktu, Egypt at 1:03 in the morning. At that time, the universe, the astronomical alignment was positioned in a certain way, right? And even if somebody was born at the same exact time as you, but on the other side of the fucking globe, the astronomical placement would look different from their perspective. You see what I'm saying? So even two that seem like they should be the same will not be the fucking same. Like, this is how, even with only those 5 types, you get very individualized down into this blueprint, right? And so anyways, another thing to kind of like show that it's just like, whoa, strikingly accurate. So the type that I am, the 5-1 manifesting generator that I am, my center is like emotional, right? Which that is fucking so true. And get this, I'm a Pisces. What do they say about Pisces? We're the fucking a wave of emotions, right? Pisces, it's a water fucking element. What does water do? Flow. Fucking like emotions just flow out, right? This shit is like hyper accurate. I am crazy emotional. Like, being an energy healer and empathetic sponge is what I like to call myself. I literally can feel every emotion and to its full range. Bliss, happiness, love, hate, anger, fear. Like, I can feel that emotion just hyper to the end. It's fucking crazy, right? So that's why it's critical for me to stay in alignment, so I strike a balance. Otherwise, I could be a fucking hot mess. Just a hot-headed anger, fucking, that guy needs anger management, or just a bubble and fucking, like, literally, all over. Like, I'm not, no shame in my game. Like, literally, men who think they're fucking too tough to cry, nah, bro, cry all the time. Again, maybe I'm not the fucking toughest, but it is what it is. I know what the fuck I can do, right? So, again, to show how accurate that is, so when I'm out of alignment, it says my out of alignment kind of state or whatever, frustration. Oh my God, that couldn't be any more accurate. And I don't care if I'm like, if I got worked up or, out of alignment over like something sad, grief, like somebody passing away, or I'm like worked up and out of alignment, angry because of work or whatever. Like frustration is my fucking thing. That's like the main, that's where I find myself when I'm fucking pulled out of alignment, is like hyper frustrated, right? Like, yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like, it could be two completely different things, and they just pull me to the same feeling of frustration. Like, yeah, right? So, that being said, that's just a small little glimpse, guys, of like how cool fucking human design is, how it can kind of be used as a little, a fucking teaching tool, as a way of looking at yourself in operating in this shamanic revival, this fucking new earth, right? So yeah, hopefully again you guys are kind of understanding the point to this episode. Again, not to say this is the way the future should look like. No, this is like, again, I think if we're going to talk about new earth and everybody is going to keep, bringing up new earth, new earth, new earth, well, no offense, that's like talking about the second coming, second coming, second coming. Well, when's it going to get here? I don't know, but it's coming. New earth's coming. It's coming. I don't think it's going to get here until we start projecting it, right? So I'm doing my part, just like freaking Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see. I'm doing just that. Like, whether anybody else is on board with me or not, I'm living my life in this way. Like, I'm going to operate like this way moving forward. And if anybody else like enjoys it or, has anything they can use out of it, great. If not, great too. Here's like, hopefully other people do this and it's not just like a trait specific to me, but there's one thing that I've always done in my life and it works amazing, right? And again, this talks about this in my human design. One of the things I happen to be good at, and I suck at a lot of shit too, just so you guys know. Obviously I don't have all those listed, but my human design talks about all the shit that I need improvement on too. So don't worry about that. It's not like all good shit. No, these designs let you know like areas that you fucking, you can adjust some shit in. That being said, one of the areas that I'm kind of good at is, fixing broken systems, like changing outdated old systems, right? It's like kind of just, it's natural. I don't even think about it, and it's like something I fucking do. That being said, one of the things I do that I think really leads to that or kind of ties into that or is a big factor in that is no matter what job I'm doing, right? From fucking mining, drilling, landscaping, engineer tech, my photography, I'm the only one, but like if I was out there with somebody, one thing I do no matter what job I'm doing is the second I start, I look at the top. I look at who the fuck is on top and what did you do? What do I gotta do in order to get there, right? I know it might take 10 years, whatever it is, but what do you gotta do in order to get there minus freaking lip service, right? What skills, knowledge, what do I need to acquire to fucking sit in that seat, right? And that's always been my fucking main focus. So that being said, I don't care if whatever I'm learning in that or goes contrary to something I thought. Okay, I learn it and then I see and I make an assessment at the end. Okay, this is how I thought I would do it. This is the way they showed me how to do it. And then I strike a balance. I find this nice new fucking middle ground of like what I thought, what they showed me, and it's like a new way of fucking doing things. It works fucking awesome. Like, give you a small little example. Before I went to the military, I had obviously shot a whole bunch, like everybody fucking does, right? Shooting squirrels, fucking rabbits, whatever. Like, grew up fucking shooting, especially like shotguns and 22s. A lot of shotguns and 22s. Anyways, fast forward to the fucking military. We get there, and I remember fucking the first day we're getting ready to go down range and actually shoot, like down range and shoot. And the drill sergeant says, how many of you have fucking, shot a gun before? And literally, like, everybody fucking raised their hand almost. And the drill sergeant said right then, he said, I want you to take everything you think you know, throw that shit out the window. Throw it out the window. Don't use any of it because it's probably fucking wrong. You'll do our way, right? And there was a lot of guys, obviously you could hear it. I'm talking with them, like the drill sergeants aren't around everywhere. Guys like, yeah, right, fucking, I've been hunting my whole life. I'm fucking master hunter. I've sighted in scopes at fucking 12 million yards, dude. Fucking see that mountain over there? I could shoot a fucking bull off. You name it, right? So, and don't get me wrong, my pride in everything, even though I didn't have a ton of experience, I was thinking at first like, well, I fucking kind of know what I'm doing. But I made the choice right then. I said, you know what? I'm going to act like I've never fucking shot. I'm going to listen to everything they fucking tell me and see what the fuck comes out of it, right? And lo and behold, guess what? I fucking listen to what they say. I shoot expert, 40 out of 40. Not only basic training, but also qualifier. Also, when I first get to my fucking unit. So, like, the cool little tab you get for that, it's pretty fucking cool. But I'm telling you right now, I would not have got that if I tried to bring my own old ways. Because the way that they fucking taught me how to shoot is fucking nothing like the way I was shooting. Again, not saying the way I was doing it was right or wrong. Not saying their way they taught me is the only right or wrong way. But I know that it fucking worked like a charm for me, right? And all I'm trying to get across to people is that if we can just put our pride and everything aside and, like, maybe try some new shit, look at some new shit, things like they have the potential to go crazy, right? Like, even outside of us. And here's the thing, kind of tying those two things together, maybe the way I present the shamanic revival isn't for you. It's not the 100% you, but maybe you like one or two things. Maybe certain ways of operating in there do sound good to you and you like those, right? Incorporate that shit. There's no shame in your game. Incorporate that shit. And then the other shit that I fucking say that you don't like, that doesn't fit you, discard that shit. Move on. It is okay, right? Like, doesn't hurt my feeling. This is what people need to start to understand. This is, again, kind of getting back to that misunderstanding of mental health and what's actually going on. Autism. This is a very, very wide range of, like, on the spectrum, right? Like, isn't that bottle cool, guys? Fucking crystal bottle, amethyst. Oop, it's my birthstone, and it's all about the fucking third eye, the pineal gland, awakening, psychic abilities. All right, off topic there. But yeah, anyways, autism. This is like, I'm not even going to try and, like, fucking define it, but you know as well as I do, it covers a wide spectrum of whatever it is, right? But if we can draw kind of an underlining generality, what is the mainstream consensus about autistic people? They're usually really fucking good in, like, an area of whatever it is, whether, you know, it's like their hobby, their work, their fucking mathematics, whatever it is. They're usually, like, hyper fucking good and knowledgeable in a certain area. And then another kind of thing is people say they lack, like, social cues. They almost come off as rude, right? Kind of what I said about real people. Like, psychologists say they come off as rude because they don't, like, feel the need to fake it. The same thing is said about autistic people. They lack the social cues and, the social responses to make people feel welcome and make people feel comfortable. Here's the thing. Maybe it's meant to be that way. Maybe we're not supposed to be so fucking hyper triggered and offended when somebody doesn't like us, something trigger us, we hear something we don't like, when we see somebody make a fucking facial expression that we're not sure of and we're trying to read it and we try and judge it. Maybe we're not supposed to do all that shit. Maybe that's what autism is trying to show us, that, hey, if you guys pay attention and learn something from this operating system, maybe you can kind of see, like, what I'm talking about, the shamanic revival, as far as, like, find your fucking area, your medicine, your fucking universe and reality, like, what you want to construct your experience like, right? And then do not give a fuck what anybody else says about it. If they like it, they love it. Like, be a nice, good person, show and introduce it to people, but don't be offended if they like it, they love it. Just, just keep on and moving your thing. This, like, and everybody, the people that fucking, oh, I seen that thing and I don't like it, like, this is teaching them too, like, oh, we could just move on. The internet's a big place. We don't need to get so hyper offended at, like, that is what the real meaning of freedom of speech is. Yeah, freedom of speech allows you to say whatever you want, right? But that's not the point of it. The point of freedom of speech is the ability to hear the things that you don't want to hear. That's what the fuck freedom of speech is. And to not be so triggered and offended, right? There is a big difference in somebody coming up to me and saying, Ryan, I fucking hate you. You're a loser, piece of shit, asshole, right? That could be offensive, and like, that's like at my direct character, okay? Like, maybe that's one thing. That's completely different than somebody saying, Ryan, I think your beliefs on freaking the shamanic revival are they're outlandish. They're fairy tale. Okay. It doesn't offend me at all. Like, you don't like my story, my opinion. Okay, cool. Fucking join the club. There's more people that don't than do. That's okay. Fucking, and that goes for anyone and everyone. We don't need to try and cancel and shut people up and demonize and like off with their heads from all these things and people that are different than us. It's okay. That's the whole point. Like, how boring would the fucking world be if it was literally a black and white template? Like, if everybody was the same. The fucking drone hive mind, the fucking wingy fucking guys. How boring would that be? It would be so fucking boring that eventually New Earth would form. You want to know how that happens? Just like love and fear, and it's a spectrum. Guess what? Boredom and creativity. They are on that's the spectrum, right? So, drone, hive mind, boring, everybody being the same, aka the dark ages, the Christian, Rosicrucian, everybody's gonna be like this, fucking dark ages. That will birth the new earth. It's the opposite of, like, you only get creativity by reaching the depths of fucking boredom of the opposite of creativity, right? So whether that's reached through like fear and torture and control, and now everything's so boring and the same because life fucking sucks and it comes out of it, or whether we wake up and realize it now and do it does, either way we get to the fucking same place, right? So yeah, I'm gonna get ready to fucking wrap up this here episode, guys. But yeah, I hope you had fun exploring this fucking topic with me, the shamanic revival. Again, this is just my little way of trying to actually put a projected reality into the collective of what New Earth could look like. And again, I'm not trying to describe the fucking beauty that could come out of it as far as like the buildings, the civilizations, the whole fucking connection, like the style, the clothing, the fucking technology, all that shit is yet to be discovered, right? But I think by all of us becoming our own personal shaman, taking our spirituality and our experience back into our own hands, right? Becoming our own fucking shaman, well, then we like the two, it's just a natural birthing, like Joe Rogan talks about, the biological caterpillar going to the fucking electronic butterfly. When we all do that, when we all retreat inward and really know thyself again, right? We all become our own shaman, and we bring that back into this modern technological age of information. Well, now we're going to fucking be on track to fucking hyperspace, dude. The coolest fucking age, for real. Like that's what we need to just like understand all these tools and connections again. Like, I'm not saying there isn't good and evil shit out there, right? But there's nothing just born good and evil. It's humans that give it the energy and intention, right? We give shit its moral integrity. And then once it's fucking kind of stuck with that, it's stuck with that. It's like out in the fucking the universe, right? So we got to start realizing the power we all have and the ability of our creation, right? And what energy does. That's why this subconscious slumber we've kind of been in for the last 20, 30 years, and everybody, what's going on? Mandela effects, this and that. That's why it's not good, because guess what? When we're unaware and going through life as powerful creators as we are, well, then we fucking unknowingly create dangerously powerful technologies, right? You get how that fucking works? But then when we're conscious and aware and we're intentionally, right, focusing on this, well, then the technologies and the energy behind it will be of that, right? So it's counterbalance, right? It's the understanding that you're never going to remove all this shit. It's the heads and the tails, right? It's the same coin. It's the yin and the yang. The evil is necessary for the good. You would not know what good is without evil, right? It's not a matter of removing these fucking things. It's a matter of accepting them and operating in them. And the more aware and conscious we become, the more the scales will universally switch. Like, it is possible to eventually live in a state of complete bliss and world peace, right? And then I don't know how long that can be sustained, because ultimately, guess what? When we reach that state, it's just a matter of time until we fucking bring it down. Bring it fucking back down and start the whole cycle over again, because it's what happens. Eventually, we will get so comfortable and so fucking happy and just bored with everything being perfect, we will literally fucking wreck it just to watch it burn. It's what humans do. So, yeah, along those lines, I think Alan Watts, before I go, Alan Watts used to kind of talk about that, as far as he had like a few questions that he thought were important to ask, as far as who created it? Dang, how did he say that? Like, kind of like, I don't know. Who are we? Who created it? The thing, existence, and where are we gonna where are we gonna put it, and then who's gonna clean up after us when we're done with it, right? Meaning, like, it's what humans do. We're gonna fucking destroy it, even when we have a fucking 1,000 years of paradise, heaven on earth, whatever you want to call it. We will fucking bring it down just to watch it burn eventually. So that being said, I love you all. Stop feeding into the gaslighting and the fear mongering. If you have any questions, I know we're going to try and get into a lot of these episodes specifically. I'm slowly doing it, right? Like, from the ego to the Reiki to who was Jesus, and now this one with the shamanic revival. We're going to get into human design, a whole episode on it. We're going to get into a whole episode on plant medicines and psychedelics. We're gonna get into a full episode on gene keys, and a whole episode on tarot cards and how you can use them. A whole episode on astrology and numerology and what I know about it. We're going to get into all those, but until then, I hope you're starting to understand one thing, that none of these fucking things are evil. You don't need to worry about that. Like the fear mongering and the gaslighting and the trying to spook people away from them, those days are over with. So yeah, if you just continue to rock with me and ride with me, you'll slowly see and learn. We'll play with them. I'll tell you my real experiences. I'll help you understand other people's experiences of using these in their lives that I've witnessed with my own two eyes, right? And not the fucking fairy tale and the Reddit forums and the priesthood fucking telling you otherwise. No. It's fucking plain, simple. It's fun. They can be entertaining. They're super cool. They definitely are connecting to the fucking bigger picture. They do allow our psychic abilities, our already human senses, right? We do have more than 5. That's what I'm trying to allude to people. These do allow our other senses to come online for sure, which is fucking super fun. That's New Earth. That's what the Shamanic Revival is. That's fucking using and incorporating all of these teachings, practices, methods, modalities into your own personal existence and seeing how they can help you on a real life basis. Taking all the spirituality, fucking woo woo depths of it out as far as like you meet God and it's transcending and you become a fucking one with the all and you can see the fucking DMT self-transforming elves and no, you're taking all that shit out of it, which again, all that shit's fun. It's fun. It's like UFOs, like people who love to talk about UFOs and abduction stories, psychedelic experiences and fucking mysticism and teachings, they can be fun to fucking entertain with, right? But at the end of the day, what is the real practical use of them? How can they really help me become a better person, live a more fucking content and happy life? And how can they actually help me feel better as far as like physical pain and health benefits wise? Like, can my body actually heal itself? Do I need outside medicine and whatever? Or can the body, being a chemical factory, a biological, electromagnetic, spiritual, chemically induced fucking factory, does it have the ability to fucking fix itself, right? And that is ultimately what this podcast is about. So, again, thank you so much for fucking rocking with me on today's episode. Hopefully you had fun talking about the Shamanic Revival. Hopefully you share and spread this if you liked it. If you don't like it, that's cool too. Thank you for sharing the time with me and giving me the opportunity at least to explain myself. And yeah, until next time, guys. Go have a fucking killer week. This will be dropping Friday morning when you're listening to this. So have a killer fucking weekend. And we'll see you on Tuesday. And yeah, super excited. Love this shit, guys. Thank you for joining me on the wrong side of the tracks. I'm Ryan. Peace.